Okay, going in over the river.
Welcome back to the channel. Hello everyone. I'm going to share with you some tight landing, short landings in confined areas.
You should see me now.
We are landing at the gravel bar near Takeoff River. I'm going to use the water before the gravel bar to slow me down because it's covered in snow and it's kind of slippery, so I have no braking power.
I'll go pick you up.
Slippery icing conditions, using the water for braking work out pretty well. This is the same landing you just saw, but this is the view from the pilot. If you look at the HUD on top of the glare shield, that is an angle of attack indicator, and it will tell me how much lift I got. It is much more accurate than the airspeed indicator. So the stall warning is going off, but I know exactly how much lift is left, so I'm not worried about it. This is Skycomish River in Washington State. This next one is Logjam Gravel Bar in Skagit River in Washington State. It's a short and narrow gravel bar and kind of uneven. It's kind of challenging. Most of the gravel bars you always have an easy go around, so if you don't like your approach, you don't like what you see, you can always go around. This is a modified experimental Cessna 170B by Bush Air, flying by CC. This is in the Nevada desert. You can see how slow this airplane can land. Arrowhead gravel bar in Skycomish River, Washington State. This is the only gravel bar that never gets full of water, but it changes a lot, and sometimes we get debris or big logs and it becomes difficult to land at, but most of the time it is doable. Snohomish River in Washington State, landing the 182. Mooney M20 landing at Field of Dreams. This shows you that many times it's the pilot and not the airplane. Here I'm landing the Cessna 182 at Camp Patriot in Montana. High density altitude is about 4,500 feet
Right in for us.
density altitude, and the airstrip is short with big tall trees at the end.
Nice landing.
Cottonwood gravel bar in the Stiligwamis River, Washington. This is kind of tricky because you're landing making a left turn at very slow speed, first coming between some trees. The go around is easy. You can go to the right through that gap in the trees, or you can continue following the river. Stiligwamis River also, landing the Cessna 182 at Dog Lake. This one is challenging coming from the bridge, that's what we call it, because you have to make a slow turn and then land in the short gravel bar. Again, if you don't like it, there is an easy go around. Here Zack, who is a real pilot, also a drone pilot, does a great job following Jughead into Logjam gravel bar. This is also in the Skagit River in Washington State. You can see a great landing and a very good drone flying and filming from Zack.
This marks strip near Centralia, Washington. It is short. You have to line up yourself and get the speed right. Since far away, there is no room for error since it is short and there is no go around. Also, the trees are very narrow next to the airstrip, so you have to be really careful with the wings not touching the trees. Something that helps is that it is a bit of an uphill, so that will slow you down. I have also landed a 182 here, so let's have a look how does the 182 performs in this airstrip. As you can see, it was no problem for the 182, but this strip you have to be very careful. Now let's see the takeoff. Takeoff is downhill, you get speed very quickly, and you run out of ground very quickly also. This airstrip is in a ravine, so you have to be really careful with the winds because you can get really bad downdrafts. I will only come here when it's calm winds. This is a very fun airstrip.
This next one is a tricky one. It's Marble airstrip in Idaho. High density altitude, obstacles, and it is short. I tried to come slow between the trees and the little hill for the final approach, and trying to come slow and don't use much space when I land, because when you're coming with high density altitude, the ground speed also increases. When flying to this kind of airstrips, it's very important to calculate density altitude and have the airplane lightweight, not a lot of cargo, not a lot of fuel, so the performance is good enough. This is ski jump in Centralia, Washington area. It's an uphill airstrip. For uphill airstrip, it's better to come with more speed so you don't sink or hit the ground hard when flaring, because if you come slow and flare going uphill, the angle of attack will increase and the flare will be higher, so it can make it for a bad landing. Come with power, try to be shallow at the end. Takeoff is pretty easy. You get the downhill and you can feel the acceleration is higher and you are in the air pretty quickly. I'm going to show you this takeoff from the gravel bar in Skycomish. Start with 20 degrees of flaps, full power, I lift the tail as soon as I can. Once the tail is lifted, I add 10 more degrees of flaps and the airplane starts to fly.
Okay, say again. You got it.
This is Main Street Gravel Bar in Snohomish River, Washington State. This time Misha, the drone pilot, makes a very good shot following the airplane all the way to final. I added some power to make it smooth, but too much, so I floated a little bit. Still plenty of room to stop before the end of the gravel bar. Hope everybody enjoyed this video, and if you want to support Backcountry 182, please join me on Patreon. Watch the following video coming next. Backcountry 182 channel, YouTube channel. The description of this video. I navigate below Backcountry 182 on the top right. You can click on Patreon and it will take you to the Patreon page where you can select your membership level. It will show you the peers and everything. By becoming a Patreon for Backcountry 182, you will not only be helping the YouTube channel, but you can also get direct advice or discount on some aviation products for your airplane, or advice or products for your airplane. We can chat, video call.